So the students, now we are starting the next topic, operators. Operators is the very common term you are using. Operator is the symbol or any sign which is showing and trigger action acting upon the data. It is basically a symbol or a word that carries out some action or carries out some task operation on the data. For example, if you use the plus sign, let me show you on the screen. I am taking the whiteboard. For example, if I say 4 plus in this case, you can see that this sign is a sign of addition, and it is a plus sign is the operator for addition, and the data is 4 and 5 on which this is acting, and the operation it is performing of addition of these two values, which is equal to 9. So we can say that here plus is the operator, and the 4 and 5 on which this operator is acting is known as operands. Now in Python also there is a large number of operators, because we have to, in programming we have to do various types of calculations, operations on the data. Operators basically manipulate the data and help us to do our work. For example, if you want to find out the percentage of the students marks, you need plus, you want to first you have to add the marks, so you need the addition operator. If you want to find out the percentage, you need division and various other operators also. So in this calculation work, operators are required by the Python. There is a various different categories of Python operators. Now I am closing this white screen and going back to my program. So this is the basic operators: arithmetic, relational, identity, logical, and bitwise operator. So these are the basic main categories of all the operators which you can use. There is one more category of membership operators is also there, which we are going to discuss. So this is the different types of operators which we can have in our Python. Let us discuss and start with the addition operator. Let us start with arithmetic operators. Arithmetic operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, divisions are most commonly used in programming. So we need the operators for them in Python programming also. These are the symbols of the our operators. A plus sign is the symbol of our addition operator. Minus asterisk is the symbol of multiplication. Then we have a division, and this is also one kind of floor division, which I am going to tell you what it is. Here division is of two type. This is of exponential, a raised to power b. This is calculation of a raised to power b. And there is one more operator, modulus, which is going to give you the remainder when suppose a number is divided by another number, it is returning a remainder. So now I am going to show you these operators in the Python, ideally one by one, and how they are working. Let me open a blank shell. A is a sub number 10, B is a number having value 15, and if I want to perform their addition and store them in a variable C, I can write C is equal to A plus B. Remember that Python is a case sensitive language, so you do not change the case of the variables, otherwise you will find an error. See, here we have added the two numbers. Similarly, subtraction is also there. You can perform the subtraction. You can do A minus B and you can get the result. One can do the calculation directly like this and get the result. 15 minus 10, you can find out the results directly by doing on the Python command prompt. Addition and subtraction both are commonly used. Multiplication can be done just like addition. If we find out the P, that is the product of two numbers A into B. One can also write the print command and do the calculation in that also inside the print statement. So in this way you can do the calculations and show the various things. Now come to the division. Division is of two types in Python. One is the normal division and the other one is floor division. Single division is basically single slash. When I use, for example, if I slide 4 divided by 2, this will always give me actual division value, means it will give you the actually division. For example, if I write 5 divided by 2, it will give me 2.5. So you are getting the actual division here. But in case of floor division, you use double slash. It will do the normal just like your. Let me show you how this doing. I will go into the Python. If I write this thing, a floor division, so how it does, 2 2s are 4, it is doing a integer division and you will get the answer 1. So this is the quotient, this will be the remainder, and this is the divisor. So in the floor division you are getting this answer. Okay, and if you further divide it completely, you will get answer 2.5 also. You know that when 5 is divided by 2, you can get the answer 2.5 actually. This is your actual division is going to return. So floor division, when you do it, you will get this answer. I am showing you on my Python ideally. See here, 5 double slash 2. This is your floor division. So whenever you are doing, be careful what type of division, what type of value you want. If you want complete full division, floating division with fixed with zero remainder, use the normal division. If you want the integer division method, in which there is a quotient and remainder, you use floor division method. Next is your having exponential. A is supposed to, and if you want to perform a raised to power 3, that is equal to 8, you can do this calculation also. So these are the different operators, arithmetic operators. There is one more arithmetic operator which is doing the calculation of giving you the remainder. Suppose when you divide the 5 by 2, you will get the value remainder as a remainder 1. You can get this remainder as a 1 by using this modulus operator. So addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, floor division, exponential and modulus, these are the 7 arithmetic operators which you can use. There is one more thing that is called unary operators and binary operators. Operation are known as unary operator. For example, if I write minus 5, this minus operator is known as unary minus operator, which is applied on a single value. If I write y is equal to minus x, there is a single operator y, which is a single operator minus, which is applied. But if I write x plus y, this addition operator require two operands to act. So those operators which require two operators are known as binary operators, which require two operands for their working are known as binary operators, and those operators which require one operand for their working are known as unary operator. So this is the all arithmetic operators. If you have still any doubt, contact me personally. I will solve all your queries. Next is relational operators. Relational operators are also available in mathematics. They are establishing a relationship between the two values. So all the relational operators are generally binary operators, and they try to establish a relationship between the two operands. Let me show you how can they give you the relational operators in between. Relational operators are less than, greater, less than, equal to, a, less than b, equal to, and not equal to. We try to understand these operators one by one in our Python ideally. I am moving to there. Let me open the Python ideally. I am closing this ideally so that we have the new fresh one. Now if I write a equal to 10 and b is equal to 5, now what sort of relationship you can specify between a and b, which is greater, which is smaller? You can specify this relationship between by putting the relational operator. Here I have put a relational operator greater than between the two operands a and b. Now what will happen, that a greater than b, this is the question mark. Is a is greater than b? The answer of such type of question mark will be always a boolean value, true and false. I already told you in the previous chapter that true and false are the boolean literals. So whenever you are writing this way, a is greater than b means you are getting an answer either true or false. Here a is greater than, pardon, let me write it, a is greater than b. I will print this actually, then it will going to show me a is greater than b, so it will going to give me true. I can store this value in a variable, say suppose r is equal to a less than b also. Now what is a less than b? This is false, so r will be storing the value false. What is the type of r? Type of r will be now boolean, because it's storing a boolean literal, true or false. Okay, so r is storing false, so r will be now boolean variable, and true and false are boolean literals. Similarly, a greater than equal to b can also be used. For example, a is 10 and b is also 15. In this case, if I write r is equal to a greater than equal to b, so it will be true because both are equal. So here r is equal to 10, so you are getting the value equal to 10. Okay, so you see that the boolean variables are boolean operators, greater than, less than can be used between the two, and they are giving you the answer. Now let me show you some more thing. If I write a plus b greater than c, how can you find out the answer of this? Let me first define the c also. Let us c is equal to 5. Now if I write r is equal to a plus b greater than c, how will you solve this? You will first find out the a plus b, which is here in this case a is 10 and b is also 10, so 10 plus 10, a is also 10 and b is also 10, so this is 10 plus 10 is 20, and this c is equal to 5. So 20 is greater than 5, it is true. If it is coming true, how did you find out it is true? That you see that first this arithmetic calculation is done, and then relational is giving you and then a plus b value is compared with. So always what you have to do is that you have to find out the answer in this way, right? You have to, if there is arithmetic expression, you have to solve it. Similarly, less than equal to can be also used. Now equal to is what I am telling you, it is equality operator. It means it is not a single equal to. Single equal to simply assigns. When I write a equal to 10, it means I am not comparing, I am assigning the value 10 to the variable a. But if I write a equal to 10, I am doing a comparison. I want to try, I want to find out whether is a is equal to 10 or not. Okay, if a is equal to 10, then it will return true. Here see you, a is 10. Okay, so a is equal to 10 and you are comparing it with the 10 also, so you are getting the answer true. You can compare the two variables also with their values. See, a and b both are 10. You can write a is equal to b, and here they are equal, so it will going to trend. Suppose I change the value of b to 5. Now if I write a equal to b, it will give me the false. So a equal to b is the equality operator which checks whether the two data objects are equal or not. And just opposite of it is a not equal to b, which is going to return opposite of previous one. If they are equal, it will give it, no, it will be giving equal to will be give true, whereas not equal to will give it false. And if they are not equal, then equal to give me the false value, and not equal to will give me the true. So I hope now we have understood all the relational operators. You have, there is so many questions in your book, just go through that, examples and questions are given, go through them. If you are finding any difficulty, you can ask. Now I am moving to the next category of operators in our programming, that is the logical operators. First we will complete the logical operators. In the next category of operators, we have the another series of operators called logical operators. The relational operators establish a relationship between the various values or points. So they are giving you true and false. But sometimes we have to combine the two or more relational expressions, and then we have to give a final logical value or a Boolean value. So by using the logical operators, we can combine two or more relational expressions and can take a final Boolean expression. These operators are and, or, and not. I will tell you how can we use these all the operators one by one and what is the meaning of there. Let me first go to the your book where these operators are explained. Now you can see that and or operator is first we are going to discuss. Or operator combines the two expressions which are its operands. The or operator works in either relational expression or it works on the numbers or strings or list. When it is applied on the relational expressions, two or more relation expressions can be combined together and it gives you the answer true if any one of the relation expression evaluates to true. If both are false, then it's evaluated to false. That is, if x and y are the two expressions, then if x is false and y is false, then the x or y will be also false. If both are, any one is true, then only will get the answer true. For example, here I am comparing the two relational expression 4 equal to 4. Now this is true because both are equal. Similarly, 5 is equal to 8 is false because 5 is not equal to 8. So one is true and the other one is false. So if any one of them is true, the answer will be true. Here in the second example, 5 greater than 8 is false. So because one is false, we will going to check the second one. 5 is less than 2 means that is also the true. So it is also 5 is less than true is also false. Since both are the false, therefore overall results into the false, because both the expressions are giving you the false value. So this is how the OR operator is giving you the result. I will show you after a little while, after a short while, how we can apply them in the Python. Next, it can be applied on the number strings list also. For example, we have in this case what will happen, that in an expression, if first operand will be false, then the second operand y will be the result, otherwise x will be the result. It means if x is false, then y will be the result, otherwise x is the result. For example, 0 is your x, it is false. 0 is and 1 are considered as false and true in the Python language, because they are representing the Boolean expression, uh, Boolean literals, true and false and true. 0 represents false and that 1 represents the true. So 0 or 0 means overall, if x is 0, then y is the result, so y is your 0. Second expression is returned in case the first is false. 0 or 8, because first is expression is 0, then second will be returned, that is 8 is the result. Similarly, hello or may, hello is the first expression, because hello is a true, so you will get the hello as a result. In this expression, a will be the result, because first expression is false, then b will be the result. If both are the false, then anyone can be taken. A or g, because a is true, therefore a will be the result. So this is how the OR operator is working. Then next is that in OR operator you will see that the first expression is evaluated to false, then only the second operator will be checked. And the second operand will be tested only if the first operand is false, otherwise it is ignored. So you have to be very careful while using the OR operator. Let me show you the OR operator, how it works on the your Python ideally. Ideally, you will see that when I write x equal to 10 and y is equal to 12 and z is equal to suppose 15. Now if I write x greater than y or x is greater than z, what will be the answer you are getting? Since x is greater than y is false, so second will be checked. X is greater than z, since both are the false, we will, sorry, or should be written in the small case. So x is greater than y or x is greater than z. See, it is returning false. If both are false, then the result will be always false. If any one is true, suppose x is less than y, this is now true, okay, and x is greater than z, this is false. So but since one is true, then you will get the answer true. So OR operator is used to combine the two conditions in such a way that if any one is the true, they will get the answer true. If both are true, then answer will be true. Now with the numbers you can also apply it. Result is suppose r, now 0 or 0, so both are 0, r will be false. Hello is a string which is any non-empty string will be considered as true and the empty string is considered as false. See, here you are getting the hello, because now non-empty string here and here you are also taking a non-empty string, then first will be the answer. 0 or this one. Now 0 is also false, and this, if x is false, then you know that y is the result, so you are getting this one. So this is how the OR operator can work in your Python. Another category of operators is the AND operator. The AND operator is also just like OR operator, is a binary operator which can works in the two ways. It works on the relational as well as it works the number, strings and operands. Whenever it operates on the numbers and strings, it performs different way. But let us first talk about the relational expressions when it is applied. When it is applied on the relational expressions, it gives the results true only when both the results are, when both the relational expressions are giving true. Let me show you this thing. If x is one relational expression and y is another relational expression, so if both x and y are false, then it will give you the result false. If any one is false, even also the result will be false. If only and if both are true, then only results into true. For example, I can show you that this 4 is equal to 4 is and 5 is equal to 8 results into false, because 4 is equal to 4 is true, but the second expression 5 is equal to 8 is false. So if one of the expression is false, the results will into false. Similarly, 5 is greater than 8 and 5 is less than 2 results into false, because the first expression 5 is greater than evaluate to true. So this is how you can apply on the two relational expressions and gain their result. When it is applied on the numbers, strings or list as an operand, then in an expression x and y, if the first operand, it means expression x as a false, then the return the first operand x as a result, otherwise return y. Let me try to understand this expression. Let us try to give how can this expression is working. If x is a false, then it will check the y, and if y is a false, then x will be the result. If x is the false and y is true, even then x is the result. If x is true, then y is false, then y will be the result. If x is true and y is true, also y is the result. It means if x and y are the two expressions, if the first operand expression has become false, then return the first operand x as a result, otherwise return y. In simple, you can say that if x first operand is false, then it will return the first operand as a result, otherwise whatever the value of y, it will return true. See here, x is false, x is the result, x is false, x is the result. Okay, if x is true, then y is the result. Okay, if x is true, then y is the result. Means if whenever x is true, y is the result. If x is false, x is the result. So keep in this mind this rule. We can say that now 0 is 0, x is 0 means x is false, so x is the result. 0 and 8, x is false, so x is the result, that is 0. 5 and 0.0, it is applying on the numbers. 5 and 0.0, x is true, so y will be the result, that is 5.0. Hello and empty string, hello is x means x is true, then y is empty string which is false. Okay, then it is empty string and a, that is also the empty string is false, so x is the false, x is the result. So in this way you can find out the expression of having AND in it. Okay, let me show you these things on the practically on the Python IDLE. I have opened this Python IDLE and now I am showing you how the AND operator is working. For example, I have 5 is greater than 8, this is false, and 8 is greater than 4, this is true. Now first is false and the second one is true, but because any one of them is false, the result is false. Now I will make both them as true. 8 is greater than 4 and 9 is greater than suppose 6. Now in this case both the relational expressions are true, you are getting an answer true. Okay, if any one of them expression is false, you will get the result false. Okay, now for the numbers, if it is applied 0 and 8, x is false, x is the result. 8 and 0, x is true, y is the result. 8 and 8, x is true, y is the result, because in this case second y will be there, so y will be the result. So in this way you can find out on the strings. Hello is a string and the second string is an empty string, this is empty string. Now hello is a non-empty string which is considered as true in Python. This is the empty string which is a none, not even a single character space, so it will be considered as false. So X is your non-empty, that is true, so Y will be the result. You can see, check here. Similarly, if X is true and Y is also true, so what will happen, that Y will be the result. Okay, so in this way you can find out the any AND operator result. Now you can combine both AND and OR and you can also get the results. 5 is greater than 6 or 7 is greater than 9 and 2 is greater than 5. Now how will you evaluate this expression? You will, this is the expression whose value you can find out. You will first do the AND and then OR. So 7 is greater than 9 is true. Okay, 7 is greater than 9 is true and 2 is greater than 5. 7 is greater than 9 is false and 2 is greater than 2 is also false. So overall these two expression will result into false. Now 5 is greater than 6, this is also false. So false and this overall also false gives you a result false. So in this way you can do the arithmetic expressions. Let us now, I am moving to the another category of operators, that is the not operator. Not operator is again a very useful Boolean logical operator which works on a single operation or a single operand, but that is, it is a unary operator. It is not like a or and an or is working on the two operands. It does not need two operands, so you will get only, you require only one operand and it gives you the result of that. What it does, it negates and reverses the truth value of an expression. For example, if the expression is giving you a result true, then the expression not expression will be false and vice versa. Okay, let me show you this thing. 5, any non-zero integer is considered as positive in Python and 0 is considered as false in non-zero is considered as a true in the Python and any 0 value is considered as the false in Python. So not 5 will be returns into false because 5 is a non-zero true. Not 0 is becoming 0 is a false, then it will return true. Not minus 4 because minus 4 is a non-zero true expression, so minus not of this will return into false. Similarly, not is when applied on the 5 greater than 2, 5 greater than 2, it means 5 is greater than 2 is true, it not will make it false. 5 is greater than 9 is false, so not of 5 will make it true. So in this way this operator is applied and gives you the opposite to result it. Okay, so let me again show you this operator, how this work on the your Python IDLE. I am opening the Python IDLE and then showing you this thing. It will also be false. If I use not of a 1 0, then it will be true. You can apply it on the expression also, a greater than 5 greater than 10. Now 5 is not greater than 10, it is false, so not will give you true. So in this way you can find out the any value for the not expression. Finally we have the three operators, or, not and we have understood all the three operators clearly. Now we can use and make the expression containing all these three operators and can find out the results. Suppose I am writing here first you will find out this value. Okay, not as the highest priority, but because it is in the bracket you have to solve the first and then whatever the result of and will be there, you will be going to find out the result of not. So 4 is greater than 5, 4 is greater than 5 is false. Similarly 5 is greater than 10 is also false. since this is false and this is also false, and the and both sides is false, means overall this is false, and the not of false will be true, so you will get the value of this expression as true. So in this way you can find out the operators as expression of any having this way. Okay, so in this case the first priority you can give to the and, sorry, first to the not, because not is a unary operator. If the unary operator not is there, then you can give the priority to the and then to the or. This is the priority level which you have to follow. Let us move to the another category of operators called identity operators in the Python, and these are is and is not. These operators are used to check if the both operand reference the same object memory or not. The identity operator compares the memory locations of the two objects and returns true and false accordingly. That is, the is operator when applied on the two operands A and B, we write A is B. It will return true if both A and B are pointing to the same object and referencing to the same memory location. Otherwise, they return false. Is not is the just opposite. It will return true if both the operands are pointing to the different objects. It means both are referring to the different memory locations. Let us try to understand this with examples. A is equal to 10 and B is equal to 10. I told you that in memory, what is that? 10 is a location which will be pointed by the A. In Python, you all know the operators are shown in this way. Let me show you on how this is happening. Okay, I am using a whiteboard of the Python to show you this thing. I am going right click, screen and white screen. Now A is equal to 10 and B is equal to 10 means what? Suppose this is the A which is pointing to location. Okay, this is the location where 10 is stored and the address of this location is 100. So A will point to this location means A is also storing the address 100. Similarly, B is also 10 means B is also pointing to the same location. Okay, now if I write A is B, so I just try to check whether A and B both are pointing to the same memory location or not. If it returns true, now this is the value of this will be a boolean literal and it will return true if they both A and B are pointing to the same memory location. This is what I am telling you, that is the operator is checking if both the operands are pointing to the same object. Okay, if they are not pointing to the same object, then it will return false. Okay, suppose if B is I change the value of B and I make the value B is equal to 15. So what will happen, that this line will not change and it will be going to, and it will point to another location where 15 is stored. And then if I try to find out A is B, then it will return false. And is not is the opposite of this operator, which returns true when they are pointing to different locations. Let us now going back to the book and explore it further what it is saying. I am going back to the book from this whiteboard and then I can show you what is there. See here, A is 10, B is 15, A is B will return true because they both will point to the same memory address. You can use the id function of that confirms that both are pointing to the same memory addresses. A is 235, B is 235, C is equal to 230. So these are the three variables which is having different values. Now A is B. A is B means A is also having 235 and B is also 245. So A and B are pointing to the different locations. A is pointing to a location where 235 is stored and B is pointing to a location where 240 is stored. Means the is operator will going to return false. Whereas A and C is true because A and C both are pointing to the same memory location. You can verify this by seeing the ID addresses of the location pointed by A and B, C using the ID function. See, IDA gives the address of the location where A is pointing, IDB is giving the address of the location where B is pointing, and IDC is giving the address of the location where C is pointing. If you observe that the address of these given by the print ID A and ID C are equal, it means both I and C are pointing to the same location. Okay. So you can make any point variable B to make to the point to A. If you write B is equal to -5 because B is not greater than 5 is not equal to 5. A it is greater than A, so you have subtracted B. Now B has also become 240, and if you write A is 235, so A is also 235, B is also 235, so you will get the answer true this time. And if you print ID of A, B and C, that will be also equal for this. So this is the not operator. Not operator is also operator is there which can be used with is, which will make it opposite. It means it will return where the is returning true, not is will returning false. Okay. Then if you think that there is a equality operator in relational operators equal to and identity operator, so there is a very peculiar relationship between these two. Sometimes both returns are true, sometimes both will not return the false. Means it is depending on the situation. Let us consider this. If A and B both are pointing to the same location, so A is true, A is B is true. Since the A and value of A and B are also equal and the equality operator compare the value wise, so that is also true. But this will not happen always. For example, in case of there are some where the two objects having the same values equal to returns true but for them, but the is operator returns false. For example, if S is equal to ABC and S2 is equal to string ABC, if you enter the string into the string ABC, now S1 and S2 are equal value wise, this is true. But if we write S1 is equal to S2, you will get false. Yeah, S1 and S3 is true. Now this is happening because S1 and S3 is, why this is happening, because they are pointing to the two different locations. Okay, strings created in this way are pointing to the two different locations in the memory. See here, S1 is created this one at this print, S2 is created some other place with ABC value. Now S3 is also generated equal to ABC, but it is pointing to that particular location. So S1 and S1 is S2 is false, S1 is S2 will be false, and S3 is equal to ABC means S1 and S1 is S3 will be true. So this is how you can use the equality operators in your program.